we call podocyte, P-O-D-O-C-Y-E. The finger-like structure we call penisome. And actually, besides this one, we have the other cell is messenger cell. Here's blood vessel, here's blood vessel, and here's a podocyte. Okay, and we mentioned the function here. This one is new addition called messenger cell. Okay. When you constrict, you can squeeze a little bit more fluid coming out. Okay. And now we were talking about the factor control glomerular filtration. We had four forces. Two will push the fluid out from blood capillary, and two will attract it in. Out means the pressure. This one is glomerular. The blood pressure will push the fluid out. So we call it hydrostatic pressure. Glomerular hydrostatic pressure push something out. This one very similar to arterial end and venous end. Okay. And the same thing in the glomerular capsule cavity, they also had a pressure to push it in, and we call capsular hydrostatic pressure. They still have some pressure, they can push the fluid in. Okay, so 15 out and 15 in. And the other factor is by protein. Protein working on opposite. Protein in the blood will attract the fluid coming in. Attract the fluid coming in, and we call osmotic pressure, or we call colloid osmotic pressure. Just keep in mind osmotic pressure means attract the fluid coming in. Okay, so this one is in. The pressure is 25. And if this capture space also has some protein, they also can attract the fluid coming out. But the protein is supposed to be 0, so that pressure for capture colloid osmotic pressure is 0. Okay, so I summarize with these two pressures. I put the arrow to the right side, meaning it pushed the fluid out from blood capillary. A little bit bigger, that means it's a strong force. So GHP is a glomerular hydrostatic pressure in the blood pressure. That is the major force to push the fluid out. The other thing, if in the capture space there's some proteins, they also can attract the fluid out. But this one equal to 0. And from the capture space, we have one pressure pushing in is hydrostatic pressure, and one pressure attracted by the high protein inside the blood capillary, and that's osmotic pressure. Okay, so put this all together, the net filtration pressure actually equal to only 1 R, GHP, hydrostatic pressure, GHP, minus ECOP, minus CSHP, okay, and it's 10, net is 10. So the group continue to go up. And the molecule there is only small molecule, only sodium, chloride, or glucose. Okay. And for you, you have to know this equation. Okay. All right. So that now you know this one. And this one we mentioned that if the pressure is decreased, and then the opening is dilated, and the exit end is constricted. Okay, so I draw a figure like this. We have muscle here, afferent arterial, the sphincter here. If the volume pressure is decreased, then we want to keep the blood inside this glomerulus as long as possible to take out the urea. And so I put a big arrow on the this increase the diameter. And after the arterial, the smooth muscle here, we constrict it, and I put 2 arrows in and reduce the move up. Okay, and that's exactly what they said here. Okay. Now the second regulation factor is hormone regulation factor. That's through the renin-angiotensin system, and it also involves ADH and peripheral is vasoconstriction. Okay. Then the other thing is when the blood pressure is too high, we have too much blood, and that's through the AMP, atrial entry peptide, working on output. Now I want to show the figure here. From the old book, it tells you when GFR decrease, blood flow decrease, we activate renin release from endocrine cell, and angiotensin activation 1 and 2. Okay, and finally we're working on aldosterone angiotensin 2. This one is from old textbook, showing the point, but I want to show you the new one, the same thing. Okay, and it shows you from here. Endocrine response is juxtaglomerular complex release renin, and renin we're working on the step here. Renin working on angiotensinogen in active form, the angiotensin 1, and the other enzyme called ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme, from 1 to 2, and 2 we're working on adrenal cortex to use more aldosterone, but actually more complicated. 2 we're working on this aldosterone release. They're also working control this peripheral arterial aim. This one, the arterial smooth muscle. Okay. And angiotensin 2 also working on ADH, working on sympathetic nervous system, and working on drinking behavior. Everything increase the blood volume, increase the water reabsorption, and so that will increase blood volume, and the side effects increase blood pressure, and then they will shut down this renin release. Okay. So I think this one you know it very well from chapter 18, endocrine system. And when the pressure is too high, the volume is too high, then renin will shut down, and AMP release from the atrium, from the heart, and increase the water loss. This one you know that. This one I will show you the same thing. Now, reabsorption and secretion. Reabsorption means useful material we take back from the renal tubule to the blood vessel. It happens in the PCT. Is much reabsorption greater than secretion means we add something we don't want it. Okay, but it is most of that is reabsorption, account for about 60 to 70%. Glucopenry, descending link, ascending link will take about 25% function. And descending link and ascending link, they work different things. Descending link reabsorb water, ascending link reabsorb the ion, sodium and chlorine. Take a look up here. When you see the arrow moving out from the tubule, that means reabsorption, sent to blood circulation. When it's sent in, that means that secretion, we add it in the middle. Okay. It could happen in any part of this tubule. Reabsorption means take it back. Secretion means get rid of that. Okay. Now, this descending link of glucopenry is very special. Why is special? The descending link is water permeable. That means they allow water to take out. but sodium chloride cannot take up. And in the ascending ascending limb had this it had this pump. You need to use the energy ATP to pump out sodium and chloride. Okay, but waters cannot come reabsorb in this section. And so this question is always in a test question. Let's just look at the left side. Okay, water is coming down from descending limb, and sodium chloride from ascending limb. We go back to the slide. So I think this one is very important. It appeared in many years MCAT or DAT question. For the DAT reabsorption and secretion only account for about 5%, so not that much. Correcting system or papillary duct only 9%. Okay, and it depends on aldosterone or ADH convertible. All right, so let's continue to go to here. Now, with the ADH, we can reabsorb more water from collecting duct and the DCT and produce a small volume of concentrate urine. Without the ADH, DCT no function, collecting duct no function to reabsorb water, so it's large volume dilute urine. Okay. But in the lookup panel, they all the same function. This one I just amplify a little bit. This one is with the ADH. And so 1 year MCAT question asks you, where's the ADH working on this renal tubule? Okay, multiple choice. PCT, lookup Henry, descending link, ascending link. No, they only working on DCT and collecting duct. Okay, DCT and collecting duct. And this one is important. ADH working on the last step to take out water, and so the urine will be more concentrated. ADH not working on PCT, not working on lookup Henry. And definitely this one will be my test question. Okay. All right. So this one just summary. For fluid coming out from glomerula, we call filtration. Then take out to the blood circulation, we call reabsorption. Added in, we call secretion. The table I already mentioned that you don't need to memorize all this number, but just know the PCT will be at its microvilla. Okay? And lookup Henry could be a small cell, very thin, and it's like thin, a bit bigger. Okay? Collecting duct always will be collecting duct even bigger than the current. That's a summary for all the major functions. Don't worry too much about that. Peritubular capillary means all the capillary outside the tubule. But in the medulla, we have a very long one called vasa recta, long on the lookup panel. Now, the book will show you every section of the renal tubule and the detail for the center part of tubule. And here is the epithelial cell tubule, and here is nearby blood vessel. And they show you something. If we see go back to the blood vessel, that means reabsorption. Reabsorption, that means like glucose, sodium, bicarbonate ion, and hydrogen ion. We get rid of that. Hydrogen ion we secrete. From the blood to tubule. And detail you don't need to memorize, okay? I'm not asking that. This one is lookup Henry ascending link just show you potassium. This time we don't want it, but sodium always is reabsorbed. Chlorine can be go different way. In the DCT, the same thing. Sometimes potassium we don't want it, just secrete. Sodium always take it back. Okay, sodium chloride. You can. The chlorine stuff is more complicated, but major thing is the same. Sodium move back to the blood. Hydrogen ion we don't want it. Bicarbonate we move back. Okay, and sometimes chlorine can go both directions. Ammonia we get rid of that. I'm not asking you to know that detailed procedure, but I just wanted to know when everything get rid from blood to tubule, and that's secretion. When you take it back, this sodium take it back to the endothelium cell and then send to blood vessel, and that's reabsorption. And this table just show you what we reabsorb and what we secrete. Majorly secrete is potassium is major one, hydrogen ion is major one. Calcium could be two-way. And the thing you got to know is reabsorb the nutrient or reabsorb. So in the urine, we suppose should not see glucose, amino acid, protein, or vitamin. Now the other term very important for urinary system is countercurrent multiplication. I mean, countercurrent is different direction, opposite direction of the fluid. Multiplication is increase the function will remove the ion. I like this figure from the textbook. It shows you the descending link of root of Henry and nearby peritubular cavity. They are running as a countercurrent. One is move down and one is move up, and so quickly water go to the tissue, material tissue, and quickly pick up this reabsorption to the blood capillary, and then it will send it back. Right? And the root of Henry actually is also countercurrent. And this one ascending root of Henry, and the blood capillary, peritubular cavity, in the material long one we call vasa recta. It also is countercurrent. They also countercurrent, one up and one down, and so they can quickly remove this sodium or chloride. And your new edition, they use a 2-page both sides, and then show you the countercurrent. Okay. And so that is the function for vasa recta. It can carry the water or fluid quickly move out from the medulla. Okay, I can balance the reabsorption and osmosis in the medulla. And now we move down to the next thing. This time we focus is not only water. We focus on what? Urea. Urea is not permeable. I mean, in the PCT, in the root of Henry, descending or ascending or DCT, the urea is not going to come out. But in the last part of papilla duct, the urea, suppose we should get rid of them. It also can go to the medulla, the tissue, and it's two-way, in or out from here. And why is doing this? Our book here is explained a little bit. Its permeability is to urea and make up about 1/3 of the fluid in the deeper portion of the medulla. I mean, the urea is supposed to get rid of that, but it also temporarily move out to medulla outside of this root of Henry, And they had a function is they can build up a higher concentration osmotic pressure and allow water or allow sodium chloride can move out quickly. Okay, and when water or sodium chloride move out, and then urea can go back. Okay, so urea, in the last step, we have one more function for urea is it can attract water move out, sodium chloride move out. Okay, so that's a little bit special. Urea is considered duct, permeable to urea. Urea is not going to move out or into any tubule, not collecting duct, not a DCT, not area, but only in a very deep considered duct, and they create a high concentration osmotic pressure here, allow water to come out. So that's the way. This in the old edition, this new edition, they all tell you the same thing. Now we had a limit to reabsorb any kind of material we call threshold maximum. We call it threshold. That means for the sugar or any kind of nutrient, we can take it back, but we had a limit. Okay. The limit, the threshold is about 180 milligram per dl. If the plasma concentration glucose greater than this one, and the extra one will go to the urine, and we call glucose urea. Okay, but keep in mind the glucose concentration in our blood or plasma glucose is about 100 milligram per dl. Okay, so in the blood capillary, if we more than that, if we got 120, 140, 160, we all take it back. The urine you cannot find the glucose. Only they are greater than 180. Let's say it's 200 milligram per dl. And then this one will show in urine. Okay, that means for the urine to test diabetes mellitus is not very accurate. In the early stage, from 120 to 180, we cannot detect it in the urine. So when someone from the urine in glucose in urine is very severe diabetes. Okay, so the best way to measure the concentration of glucose is from the blood, not from the urine. Okay. Cunnington, I mentioned that protein there or the blood cell there or glucose there, and I also mentioned the water pill. That one is real. Get rid of the extra water. Okay. Someone will abuse this one, try to reduce body weight by taking the diuretic. I mean, that's a medicine. That will cause dehydration. Take out too much water, and sometimes the heartbeat will stop. And then I actually went through all this kidney, urethra, urinary bladder, urethra last week, right? So I think we probably can quickly jump to the other questions. Yeah, this one I will mention that. Knowing the epithelium cell in urinary bladder is traditional epithelium cell. Okay, I think I went through this last time. Urination, I think I went through that. Let me see something else. Oh, this one I mentioned. kidney stone I mentioned that. So overall kidney function very important to regulate all these ion, sodium chloride, calcium chloride, phosphate. Okay. Blood pH value, osmotic pressure, glucose, blood volume, blood pressure, and also endocrine cell produce EPO, help red blood cell formation, and calcitriol help the calcium absorption from GI tract. You can get rid of this urea. Okay, so it's very important organ. And how we can evaluate the kidney function, we can do the urine analysis, check all this compound there. And we also can do the blood test. We don't check the urine. How we check it? We check BUN, not the bread, BUN, okay. It's a blood urine nitrogen, BUN, okay. If this one increase, then the GFR will decrease. So the BUN increase, not good. And the other thing is plasma in the blood, creatinine. If creatinine increase, it's also not good. Okay. So right now, every time you have blood test, you don't have urine test, they can check your estimate GFR through blood plasma creatinine and your age or your gender. Okay, you don't need to worry about this equation. Okay, it's kind of very very difficult equation. So it's important for you to have a. I think maybe you never do a blood test for your general body function, like complete blood count, CBC or something. So I encourage you do something at least one time. If you use insurance cover, actually it's not too expensive. Okay, maybe $100 cover everything. You should do it. Maybe. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm so young, so I don't worry about any cancer." But some kind of genetic problem, some small percentage person can just find it by a simple blood test. Okay, so I encourage you, if you have a chance, do a blood test. Okay, that's good for you. Last slide I showed is ketone body. This one I will say more in the chapter 25. It's a byproduct when we digest lipid or digest amino acid, not a sugar. It could be a different type. Okay, we know very well it's acetone. You can smell that. And if this ketone body appear in the urine, we call ketone urea. If it appear in the blood, we call ketonemia. Small amount is okay. Why we can increase the ketone body is during the fasting, starvation, we only eat or you eat a high-fat meal, very few carbohydrates, and the ketone will increase. Now, some people want to reduce your body weight, and one of the way is you eat meat. You don't eat carbohydrate. You don't eat bread. They call ketone meal or whatever. But the side effect is ketone increase. And what is the effect of ketone? If a small amount will be harmless, and if you increase, that will reduce pH value, and we call ketoacidosis, and will cause the early stages coma. You lost your consciousness, and can lead to the death. Okay. So if someone has diabetes type 1, they cannot use glucose. They only use lipid or use protein in the body. and usually they have problem produce more ketone. This one I'll mention more in chapter 25. I used to have one student, she is probably A plus student, and she got coma and was sent to emergency room one day before the final exam. And finally they find out ketone too high. And finally they find out type 1 diabetes from genetic. And she never found out. At the age of 21, she never know she's type 1 diabetes. Alright, so we finished this part. We also went through the lab, so this week we also can go back to review. Almost at the same time. So I would like to go to the reproduction part here. Oh, what's guys? What's this? Superman. Okay, very strong. Okay, we all the guys you all like this from young age. You all your model is Superman. Okay, strong, can fly, can do everything. Okay. Now I want to ask you that we know all the Superman dress, right? And what went wrong for his dress? Okay, focus on this part. Okay, what went wrong? Okay, I'll ask you later. Okay, is this dress good? Something wrong? No. Ask you later. Next hour. Now we go to male reproduction. And we have gonus, we have ducts, we have accessory gland, we have external genitalia. That's male and female. You all have this. But first, when I go here, I want to give you a little bit definition. Okay, gonus means reproductive organ. Male is testes. Female is ovaries, okay? And the egg or sperm they produce, we call gametes. Gametes apply for human or animal. Ducts and tube to transport this gamete. Accessory gland usually secrete the fluid or mucus, okay? Then the opening of reproductive organ we call external genitalia, okay? Now, the basic difference between the male and the female in the reproductive system kind of very interesting. So I say functionally different. The male is what? Produce the gamete, egg, slowly, once, usually per month. And when they produce, they want to retain, they want to keep it. Okay, all the body structure, so want to keep it and nurture it. If they had fertilized with sperm, and then become a zygote or become a baby. Okay, and male just opposite. Okay, you produce large quantity of gamete, a lot of sperm. Can, if you are young, can up to 500 million sperm every day. Produce a lot of gamete, and what do you want? Okay, your body structures want to get rid of, want to push it up. Female want to keep it. Every month just one. Okay? So that's basic difference. Okay. Now let's go detail for this one. Gonus. Testis is single ones, T-I-S. Okay, not T-E-S. Thus we have epididymis. Darkness difference of most of what's called vas difference. Vas means vessel, means duct. Different means semi-up. Ejaculatory duct, urethra is passed away. Accessory gland with seminal vesicle, most of what's called seminal vesicle. New addition called it seminal gland. Okay, there is seminal. Prostate gland only have one. Bubble urethral gland have two. We call Cowper's gland. External genitalia is scrotum, covered testes, penis is the pathway. Okay, some term I want to that you know what it means. Epi means above. Didymis means testes, or didymis means twin. Vas different, the tube send out the sperm. Vas means dove, like a vessel. Difference means carried away. So if you know the meaning, it's easy for you to memorize it. All right, let's take a look up here. Start from testes, and here's epididymis, and vas difference or ductal difference very, very long, and ending to here. Okay, and nearby is seminal vesicle, and we have prostate, only single one, and we have upper urethral gland get here. Okay, and go to the urethra, the passage. Now let's take a look at the testes. Then if we cut it, we can see they have many, many lobules, and they form a corner in this part, and send out the tube to the top, we call epididymis, above the testes. We call it head, and the center part we call it body, and the lower part here we call it tail, or epididymis. And from the tail, it's starting ductus difference or vas difference. Okay. Now some students ask me, why that's so difficult? Why to make a long loop, but produce sperm and send this vas difference all the way to the backside or urinary bladder? Why they just don't put this vas difference and send to the penis? Okay, shortcut. Okay, and that would be much easier, right? Why? Because the sperm need to have a higher position, and when it has sexual activity, it can send down, just like you build a dam on the mountain of Colorado, and when the water rush down to the river, it produce energy. It can run quickly. Okay, so they need this little bit higher position. Okay, so it's not sending from testes directly sent to the penis. Now, before we talking about the detail, let's go to the embryo. The testes used to be very close to the location of kidney, and it only descending about the 7 months of the fetus. I mean, 2 months before delivery. And why they drop down to outside of the body is because one part of fiber never grows, and we call it governor currents. Okay, let's see. Governor means I will send it here. Okay, that's the part here that is testes very close up in the abdominal cavity, and one section of the fiber called gubernaculum is 5 millimeter shorter and never grows. So when the fetus 3 months, the body trunk will go up, and it always the same thing, never grows. Okay, so it will hold the testes a little back. Okay, and even in the birth, the length is still the same. They never grow, and so it creates a problem. In the beginning, it's just little lower than the kidney, and then it slowly drops down to abdominal cavity, and then through a weak point we call inguinal canal, and 7 months, then it drops down to the scrotum. Okay, and so if someone had a baby, had a fetus, pregnant, and they do a sonar scan, they try to know it's male and female, Actually, before 7 months, they see the penis, they can see the scrotum, but actually no testes inside. Just the space there. Only after 7 months, but 2 months or 3 months, they already can know it's male or female. But in case if they drop down to where? A weak point here called inguinal canal. Then that will allow the testes drop down, and then they will seal. And sometimes they don't seal very well, so that's caused the other problem. And in case, clinic term, if the testis is not descending, and we call it cryptorchidism. Cryptorchidism, you know this word, okay? Cryptic, I mean hiding. Okay. Orchidism. Orchido means testes. Okay, so it's hiding testes. Give you the other example. Orchidectomy means cut. Orchidectomy means cut out of testes. Okay, but very funny is a beautiful flower called orchid. I don't know why they relate to orchido with testes. The flower is not the same as the testes. But I don't know why they put this one. Orchid, okay? So orchid is beautiful flower. Orchido is testes. Okay? A bundle of the tissue, including a muscle, ductus deferens, blood vessel, lymphatic vessel, we call spermatic cord. And it's dropped down through the inguinal canal, dropped down the outside of the body. And if the inguinal canal is not sealed very well, and we call it hernias, what happened. The visceral organ, like small intestine, it also can drop down to inguinal canal. Let me show you something here. So spermatic cord is very important. When it drop down, it's not only drop down testes, okay? It drop down why? Take a look out here. It drop down the artery, vein, nerve fiber, and this one, ductus deferens, okay? Lymphatic vessel, everything drop down here. They make a circle here called inguinal canal, both sides, okay? After the drop down, it should seal that. But sometimes not sealed very well. Let me see. And we call usually happen in male. Okay, female very little case. Weak point in the abdominal wall, and so small intestine and large intestine, we call visceral tissue, can drop down. I'll show you a figure like that. Oh, this one is large intestine, small intestine. It looks like here like an ileum. It dropped down to the scrotum, to testes here. When it dropped down, usually only one side. So one side is kind of big. The baby during the crying, it would have pressure in abdominal cavity and it dropped down more. During the sleep, sometimes this this drop down, this tissue can go back upwards, okay? So when it sleep, it looks better. When it straight up, it drop down, okay? And that causes the pain, okay, of course, all right? But something funny is, I knew a story, a young mother just had a boy baby, and they had a problem of hernia. The mother is so happy, say, look at my son. This thing is so big, okay? He will be a Superman. Okay? No, actually not good, okay? This token too big. Actually, not a good thing, okay? Now let's go back to take a look at anatomy of testes. We had a raphe separate right side, left side. We had scrotum cavity. Because it dropped down from the abdominal cavity, we always have parietal and visceral the membrane, serosal membrane. And two muscle very interesting. Skeletal muscle, we have dartos muscle and cremaster muscle. I would like to show you first. This one we exploded, and this one we show the muscle. And muscle inside is cremaster muscle. I put a stop here. And not only cover testes, it also covers spermatic cord. The muscle is all the way up. Okay? So during the cold weather, you can contract and pull the testes up close to the body. And outside is dartos muscle. Is outside. You can control the surface of the scrotum. Let me go take a look of detailed structure. If we cut through the testes, and how you can find is, okay, testes inside another lobule, and they have a cavity there. We always call scrotal cavity inside. And has two membranes. Our textbook didn't specify, so I put they all called tunica vaginalis. But actually you have A and B, okay? A is inside membrane, inside the cavity is visceral tunica vaginalis. And B is outside. Outside is a parietal tunica vaginalis. Okay, and fluid is in between. They also can reduce the friction. And you look at the muscle. The muscle, the red color here is cremaster muscle. Is cover all testes in a spermatic cord all the way up. And the other one, a little bit lighter color here is dartos muscle. Is only cover surrounding his scrotum. Okay? So they are a little bit different. Dartos actually outside. Cremaster is deeper, sensitive to temperature change. The major difference is one. The dartos muscle is outside. It causes what? The surface wrinkling. If they contract, they reduce the surface area and reduce the heat loss during the winter time, cold time. Relax, become a little bit look like a little bit bigger. That is increased surface area and then get rid of the heat loss. Increase the heat loss during the summertime. But cremaster is different. During the cold weather, it contract and pull it up close to the body. And the hot weather, it will drop down. Okay, so the cremaster muscle is up and down. Okay, dartos muscle is the same place, the same horizontally. Okay, not up and down. Okay, but these two muscles is important to control temperature. Okay. Why is important? Let me just jump quickly. Sperm production. The normal sperm production requires a little bit 2 degrees of lower than the body temperature. So inside too hot, should be dropped down a little bit. Okay, and so cremaster muscle, they can adjust this one. They can maintain a acceptable temperature for the sperm to grow. Okay, and so what is the problem for the Superman? Okay, anyone can tell me? Yeah, too tight. Okay, I think that two things have something wrong. Okay, one is he wear the underwear up. Okay, this underwear, and then this underwear is too tight and kill the function of cremaster muscle. You cannot move up and down, just so tight. Okay, and I know some of you young guys, you like to wear tiny, sexy underwear. Maybe tighter than this one, okay? Try to attract someone, okay? But you will lower your sperm production, okay? So you maybe you lost the chance, you reduce the sperm production, and maybe you cannot be a father. And that's why we have Superman. We never hear about Superboy or Supergirl. It's because the underwear is too tight. All right, we take a break. Okay. Guy, okay, memory, okay? We have something very rude. Good for you.